Here we go. Ooh, there's Border Patrol. Look calm. Check that out. We got a selfie going on. Hey! Cédula. Campana, campana. Well, that ridge right there is where I'm going to live. That's where I'm going to put my house. This is the Gonzalez house that they improved after selling about 76 acres to the Caracol Basin Restoration Project, 12 of which my family bought. And well, here we are at the edge of the reforestation area. The convention here is that one family does one half of the fence and the other family does the other half. So they did the left here. My fence, made by my parents, my hardworking parents in their 70s, and it's just a couple live sticks and a few strings, 2 strings of electric fence that you can't even see. We put it up in a couple afternoons, whereas the other family's fence took them, I think they had probably 4 people out there for like 5 days. Anyway, the story gets really good because Don Aurelio said, "You see this fence? Built of tropical hardwoods. This fence will be here when you die. Your fence, it won't work. Look at your fence. Practically invisible." Which is just the way I like my fences. Just a couple strings of electric fence, and you know what? The animals have not crossed it. And then, this is where it gets good. Then, 6 months later, the actual surveyor comes out, and guess what? This is not the actual property line. So then I had a good time with Don Aurelio. I said, well, it's time to move our fences. And he said, why don't we just leave them where they are? Over here, we have a gate that I'm very, very proud of. This is a cattle guard, pretty much unheard of in Panama. I just dug some ditches, put some logs that I was hoping would sprout into trees, but that didn't happen. And then used rebar and bent some rebar into essentially staples. And this creates a barrier that cows and horses are afraid of crossing. Well, the gate didn't work the first time, I gotta say, and it definitely requires maintenance. I wanted to do it without a bunch of cement or hardwoods or anything that was going to either cause ecological harm or a large carbon footprint. So I tried to use the minimal metal possible. And initially, I only had a couple metal strips here and didn't have metal strips all across, but the cows just pranced right through the middle, so I ended up having to buy rebar. Luckily, rebar is, from what I understand, mostly recycled metal, but the ditches still require some digging out. They're breaking down here, so it's by no means a perfect system. I'll have to get out and open one of those silly barbed wire gates or any gate. Well, welcome to reforestation. This is the Caracol Basin Restoration Project. Should look a little more forested than this, huh? Well, we've had the fence up for about a year. We got some tall grass. And actually, we got some trees coming in. It's getting scrubby. Scrubby. This has been cutting into the reforestation area and putting pink plastic ribbons everywhere. Must be those dang scientists. God, they're the worst trash makers. Look at this. Plastic trash. Come on, this is a reforestation area, I guess. So what's going on here? Redlands University doing a forest study plot with a local forester, cutting down forests and putting plastic in it to create a perimeter that they're going to monitor. They've measured all the trees above, I think, 1 inch in diameter, and they're going to keep monitoring this plot for the long term to see how it grows up.